All right, so I want to do a quick video about adding a chatbot to a website. Now, this is what would fall in the category of a basic chatbot, right? We're not training any, any models. We're using a third-party app to keep it very simple, and we're going to just train it on a couple sources of information. Of course, I know I just said we're not training it on anything. I guess anything for AI, you have to train on something, but we're not building the models ourselves, right? We're not building a large language model. We're literally just pointing to data, right? And that's what we're going to use. And then we're going to let ChatGPT, or Claude in this case, decide how to answer based on the data we send it, right? So if you look at the website here, we added a simple chatbot, and I could ask it different questions, right? And this is based on data that I have in 2 different places. So I can ask it questions about, can you make a chatbot for me? And it will answer those questions based on the data I fed it. So I decided to go with voice flow. You're going to see something that says create an agent, and that's really what we're calling these. These are chat agents or AI agents that do data. So I'll create a new agent, and then it would ask me different questions like, where do you want to point it to? What do you want it to look like? That kind of stuff. So let me show you. Okay, so now you see I have 2 sources of knowledge. I pointed it to the website because I want to go through the website, find as much information there as it can, right? Then I added additional information in a Word document, or I shouldn't say Word document, this is just a text document. I pasted text into it for it to look at. And the data that I used was just a simple, I want to say, hey, this is what I want customer service to be like. Try to speak to the customer and use their name they give it. Listen carefully to their concerns and needs, that kind of stuff, right? Then I give some information about the business, and you could add anything in here. So you could add, additionally frequently asked questions if you don't have that on your website. You could put in, what are the difference between the different plans? You can add that in here if you don't have that on your website. Or if you want to give really, really detailed information about that kind of thing, you don't have a separate page, you can add it in something like this. And then you just copy and paste it in. Once you deploy it, or once you hit, it's going to say like generate agent, it's going to produce an embed code for you. And this is what it looks like. So I should have Visual Studio Code already open. Okay, so on my site here, I'm using Astro, but it doesn't have to be. You could put this in Squarespace, you could do this in Webflow, you could do this in whatever, anything that has an HTML component to it. And so you can see in here, I have a script file, and they produced this for me. So I literally just had to go into the body section of my website and paste the script in. Now this is inline, that's only Astro specific. I have to do that for Astro. And you might have some other parameters you got to do for whatever website you're using, or in this case, framework that you're using. But it gives you the code, it gives you the ID, it pulls in the CDN of the thing, and once you publish and save the site, it shows up on your site. It's pretty simple. Now again, if you're running an e-commerce business, this simple type of chatbot's probably not going to be for you. You're going to want to train it on something like a database, so that you can say, oh, go get this product, go get that product, make recommendations based on star ratings or price or any of those type of things. So you're going to want a more complex chatbot than this one is. But that doesn't mean you can't have a good set of data in here. But again, chatbots can be built, and it can be more complex. This one that I'm using on voice flow is pretty simple and very inexpensive, because it's not very large, and because I'm not, again, hooking to a database. These can be built out custom depending on your needs. It really does depend on what you need for your particular site, because not every site's the same, right? So, and also the other cost of AI, something you gotta think about besides the cost of building, is the cost of maintenance, right? If you have a car, just because you bought a car, that doesn't give you a lifetime supply of gas, right? So getting a chatbot built, you're still going to have to pay for monthly expenditures for your AI, and your AI tokens, and specifically how much it gets used. If you have a site that doesn't have a lot of traffic, you could almost do it for free. If you have a site that has a lot of traffic and you're going to get complex, again, you're going to be reaching out to a database, you're going to do recommendations, you're going to do all those type of things, including, many product pages that come in the chatbot. That's going to be more expensive, right? And we're literally just talking about not even just from a building standpoint, but just from a AI token standpoint. Now, AI is getting cheaper and cheaper every day, but it's not free, right? Because people always be like, oh, well, can't you build it for free? My cousin said this is free and easy. Well, then have your cousin build it for you. And even if he builds it for you, he's still got to pay the ChatGPT cost. Now, granted, let me rephrase that. Maybe he's doing some things where he has a local version of ChatGPT that he's brought down and he's hosting it, but it's still going to cost, because everything costs, right? You're going to have to host the chat. You're going to update the models. All these things cost, right? So this is a basic one. And for a basic site, a site that has 3 to 5 pages and is not an e-commerce site, you can do something like this pretty inexpensively. So I want to give you basics on how you can add one to your website, and I hope that helps. All right, you have any questions, DM me, Ty Storant, Sublime UX, or obviously hit the DM in whatever social network you're watching this video. All right, have a good one. Bye.